NightChild reviews Prince, and what an amazing day this is. The launch of HITNRUN Phase 1. It's just dropped. This little short video is not a review, it's just my first impressions. From tomorrow I'm going to review each track by track and go through those, and at the end of a big review. But this is just my first impressions. This is an incredibly electronic, funky, club-like album. This is something very different to Prince's usual work. This is really something very, very, very different. For quite a number of years, people have suggested that perhaps Prince should get an outside producer, perhaps Prince should allow someone else to kind of work with him, or to get someone to kind of put new ideas into his work, and this clearly has happened here. Prince apparently has been recording a number of these vocals, then just handing them on to Joshua Welton and said, you know, Joshua, just do your magic with this, sort out what you want to do with this, and put these tracks together. And this is a huge departure for Prince. This is very different to the normal album. Now, the thing I'd say, first of all, is some people will like this and some people won't like this. The thing about Prince is he encapsulates so many different genres: funk, jazz, R&B, hip hop. You've got you know, instrumentals that last for days. You've got fantastic guitar solos. You've got so many different genres that no one album is going to please everybody, and there are lots of different things that we're all looking for in terms of Prince tracks. But this, as far as a new part of Prince's chronology, his discography, this is a really interesting time. Now, the thing about Prince is he always wants to do something different. Right, I think of 1985, all around the world in a day. He said at the end of that time that he said he could have so easily come out with Let's Go Crazy in a different key. He could have just simply come out and said, let's carry on doing what I'm doing. But no, he said that would have been really easy. But he wants to do something different. He wants to change things. He wants to keep going. The very fact that his 38th album here, and he's so far into his career, he's still changing things, challenging things, is remarkable. Now, we want to just do a quick quote from The Business. I'll put the link underneath this website. It is a review of the album, and I think this really sums it up. It's a great piece. It says, Prince, ultimately, whatever Prince does, whether you like it or not, it's clear he maintains one element: it's Prince. No one else can change genres and styles, embark on new journeys and raise so many points of discussion quite like Prince can. You still get the same age-old responses to a new album as you always get. He doesn't make them like he used to, he doesn't sound like he did in the 80s. However, I think they may be missing the point. Prince does not want to. This is a new chapter in the greatest artist of our generation's biography, a chapter that embraces the involvement of new sounds, experiments with the involvement of a new producer, and proves that even after a 30-year career, this genius is still learning and finding new ways to create. Just feel privileged he is allowing us to join him on his journey. Now, it's a great article. Check it out if you can, thebusiness.com. But all I can say at the moment, this is a really uplifting, pumping track. You can listen to the first probably 3/4 of this album, and it's just club tracks. It's very modern, it's full of beats, it's very different. It's one of those albums that I think there might be a few sleeper tracks where you might not get into them, you know, early on, but then as time goes on, perhaps you get into them. There are some that seem instant classics. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. I'm going to go through each individual track with a series of videos. But at the moment, you've got to say this is a huge departure for Prince. And if you get a chance, check it out on Tidal. There's also a lot of new stuff on Tidal. There's we've got performances by Third Eye Girl. Got an amazing, kind of really amazing acoustic song, which is called Indifference, which is on a video as well. It's just fantastic. Really check that out. And they've got C-Note, got Slaughterhouse, got One Night Alone. Apparently The War's on there. I mean, what more can you want? There's a phenomenal amount of stuff on Tidal at the moment, so if you get a chance, do check that out. But at the moment, let me know, what do you think about this new album? You know, it's very early days and we're just sort of starting to get used to it, but this is clearly a very different album. There's some remixes. You've got kind of This Could Be Us. You've got kind of almost a Clouds remix in Mr. Nelson. You've got Fall in Love Tonight, but with Prince doing the vocals instead of sharing them with Zoe Deschanel. It's really interesting at the moment. You've got some really interesting sounds. You've got some very heavy on the production, on the kind of electronic sound. You've really got this kind of idea that Prince is really asking Joshua to bring him into the modern world, if you like. And this is going to be interesting to see how this pans out. Some fans at the moment can't stand it. Some fans really like it. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out. This is clearly a very, very divisive album. But as with Prince, there's always something really, really interesting to say. So anyway, I'll start very shortly with my review of the album.